attorney is going to come forward and explain the legal side. Then Melina and Justin, who were there, and Justin actually took pictures of what was happening and documented it, which is why, if you've ever seen it, and most of you may, how many people here have seen it? All right, so it's because of Justin that you saw it. So we want the attorney Bianca to come up first, then Melina, then Justin. All right? Thank you all very much.
As many of you may be aware, my name is Bianca Perez from Douglas Hicks Law. I'm one of Ms. Abdullah's attorneys. As many of you are aware, on March 2nd, Melina and several community members of Black Lives Matter, went to Jackie Laceys and David Laceys' residence to protest Jackie Laceys' non-prosecution of killer cops, among other things. At that time, David Lacey came out the front door, pulled a gun, a loaded gun, his hand dangerously close to the trigger, pointing it at Black Lives Matter activists, community members of his own community. That conduct, we state, was outrageously reckless, and we plan on filing a civil lawsuit to that effect in the coming months. At that time, Melina and Justin will testify truthfully as to what occurred and the horrible injustice and traumatic experience that they had to endure.
Thank you.
My name is Justin Marks, Justin-Marks. I'm a member of Black Lives Matter Los Angeles. And on March 2nd, the district attorney of Los Angeles, his husband David Lacey, pointed a gun with his finger on the trigger at myself and two other members of Black Lives Matter Los Angeles. When the district attorney's husband, Jackie Laceys' husband, pointed the gun at me, he pointed the gun at the 618 families who have been failed by Jackie Laceys' cowardice. When David Lacey pointed the gun at myself, Melina, and Dahlia, he pointed the gun at all of you who have been showing up for 3 years to demand accountability. Jackie Laceys doesn't need to wait until November 4th to be voted out of office. We will gladly take her resignation today.
Welcome, everybody.
Hello. Who are you?
My name is Melina Abdullah, and I'm an organizer with Black Lives Matter. And I just want to lift up and echo what's already been said, right? We know that David Lacey, the husband of Jackie Laceys, on March 2nd of this year, behaved in a way that is criminal. We know that if any one of us had decided to greet folks at their front door with a loaded gun, pointed at our chest and say, "I will shoot you, I don't care who you are," that we would be under the jail. We know that we have so little faith in this criminal system of injustice that we didn't expect any charges to come. We're grateful that this energy in the streets has forced Attorney General Javier Becerra to press charges against David Lacey. We did that. Just like every move forward is because we demanded that we move forward, right? Javier Becerra is an elected official. He knows what he would face if he didn't press any charges, right? But the charges that he pressed, misdemeanor charges against someone who spoke what he intended to do, who said the words, "I will shoot you," is still an uneven application of so-called justice. Right. Now, if we say we want to, if Jackie Lacey has come on to the abolitionist train and said, you know what, he shouldn't be charged or prosecuted because we believe in abolition, that's great. Then don't press charges against any of our folks for shit either. Sorry. Don't press charges against our folks for anything either. Right. But we know that he got preferential treatment because he is the DA's husband. We also know that he's scheduled to be arraigned on the 13th, and I think the East LA courthouse, and I think that we should probably have some kind of presence there. And I won't say too much because there is a case pending, right? There's both a criminal investigation and a civil case pending. But I will say this, that we have been in front of this hall of injustice for almost 3 years now, protesting. I want to say that 4 years prior to our protest, we attempted to have a civil conversation with Jackie Laceys. We asked her, what are the barriers that are preventing you from prosecuting killer cops? And she didn't provide us with anything. She does not want to be on the side of the people. She wants to be on the side of the police who fund her elections, right? And so we want to be very clear. It's not like we get any kind of pleasure from waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, jamming ourselves onto a bus, and leaving our kids at home, and then doing a wake-up call. We do this because I see Jesse Romero's father. We do this because I see Anthony Vargas's family. We do this because Roshario Mack's mother is standing here, right? We do this in the names of the 618 people who have been killed by police on Jackie Laceys' watch and who she refuses to prosecute their murderers. So we do this because it's our sacred duty and our calling to do this work. We do this because we must. And when we started off on that morning of March 2nd, we were prayed up. We had poured libation. We did a land acknowledgement, and we're grateful for the spirit that moves through us, that kept us calm as David Lacey made the intentional decision to come down the stairs, cock a gun, open the door, and pointed at protesters who he could see on his ring camera system, right? He made that decision.